2.
Okay, has the guy actually arrived?
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's going to be pretty straightforward. I'm just going to ping people so they can come watch me extracting a concession from a sophist with a poli-sci degree in PC1. Okay, so you understand that you're only able to say that I'm engaged in a category error by misinterpreting what I mean when I say disabled, correct?
Right. Based on what you said,
that's a concession.
Well, no. Well, based on how you clarified it now, yes.
Sorry,
but
I want an answer. Is that a yes or is that a no?
I don't believe I misinterpreted you initially, so no.
Okay,
I would agree. I would agree.
Just to be clear. So when I say disabled people, I'm talking about disability relative to the humans in our world, not relative to the humans in some hypothetical other world, right? Now, do you think that those two uses of the word disability have the same meaning?
No, I don't.
Okay, so when I mean one, but you interpret me as meaning two, that's a misinterpretation. Do you understand that?
If that's spelled out, then yes. But do you understand that what I was referring to?
Stop. So the only way that you're able to claim that I'm making a category error is by misinterpreting me.
But I don't believe I misinterpreted you based on what I don't believe.
Sorry, no. you just said that 1 and 2 don't have the same meaning, right? So if I mean 1, but you interpret me as meaning 2, that's a misinterpretation. Do you understand that?
Right, but I can't read minds, right? And I was basically referring to the.
So do you concede that that's a misinterpretation when you interpret me as meaning 2 when I mean 1?
In that context, if you define it that way, I've said that.
Just a yes. I just want a yes or no. I'm not interested in all the preamble. Just give a clear answer. Is it a misinterpretation? Is it a misinterpretation when you
if you specify it in that?
Is it a hello? I understand that you feel like cornered, like lashing out or whatever. But I'm just trying to walk you through this. Okay. No,
there's no walking through. Don't patronize me.
Just listen. Well, I'm sorry, but you do need some basic things explained to you, okay?
No, I don't. Not in this context at all.
Now, listen. You understand that 2 and 1 have different meanings, okay? Use 1 of disabled is disabled with respect to the humans in this world. Use 2 of disabled is disabled with respect to humans in the second world. Now, it's a category error under definition 2 and not under definition 1. They have different meaning. If I mean 1 and you interpret me as meaning 2, that's a misinterpretation. I have a follow-up question. Do you understand that? Yes or no?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, so the only way you're able to say that it's a category error is by misinterpreting me. In
terms of that initial debate, no,
I want a yes or no. I don't want to dodge. You see how
there has to be
sorry.
You understand?
Sorry.
Do you want me to answer you though or no?
Sorry. You see how when I ask you the question where you just have to straight up say, okay, I got something wrong. You can't do it, right?
But I did it because I don't believe I got something wrong in reference. I don't believe I got something.
If you didn't get something wrong, then do you take 2 and 1 to have the same meaning?
No, but you only referred to one of those in the initial debate.
So if they don't have the same meaning, and
you understand context matters, correct? Yeah, but what you mean is
if they don't have the same meaning.
Listen, you're filibustering. This wasn't my intention. Hello, I can hear you. Yeah.
If they don't, I'm trying to walk you through this. If they have the same meaning, and you interpret me as meaning 2 when I mean 1, that's a misinterpretation, right? You're on board so far, correct?
Right. If that was specified, then I would absolutely agree.
No, I don't want any if. The misinterpretation.
No, that's not how it works. Context matters. Do you understand context matters?
I am giving you this context, okay?
This is ad hoc, and I agreed. I conceded that in this context, it would be a misinterpretation if you specified it in that fashion, which you didn't do it in the initial debate.
No, I haven't said anything about the specification. The misinterpretation.
No, I'm talking about
the misinterpretation, dumbass, is
the
misinterpretation.
Listen,
don't make me. I will ban you the fuck out of my
server. You can't, buddy. You have a grade 12 education. You can do that. I don't take this seriously, but I'm not letting you filibuster.
I'm gonna have to use the priority push to talk. So now I'm at 80%. You're at 10%. Just gonna try to walk you through this. Okay. 2 and 1 have different meaning. I am using 1. When you interpret me as using 2, you are misinterpreting me. If the claim that I am making a category error relies on the interpretation that I am meaning 2, then the claim that I am making a category error is only possible in virtue of a misrepresentation, misinterpretation. Correct?
May I speak?
No, you can answer.
That's not correct? No, I'm not being cross-examined here. I came on expecting to actually have an exchange. If you're not doing that, I can leave. That's fine.
No, what we're trying to do is walk you through the
You can't walk me through, buddy. You have a grade 12 education. I don't need somebody like you to walk me through anything.
You can object. You can object to one of the steps if you have some problem in the deduction.
I'm trying to specify what that is. No, you can't write anything.
That was a formal argument if we would
give me a break from what? Your 101 text?
Let's just try to go through this. Do 1 and 2.
No, it's not working this way.
We're going to go step by step. So we're going to do the 5 times rule. If I hit 5 times with you dodging a question, you'll be banned. So we're going to try to go step by step. So try number 1, okay? Are 1 and 2 the same in meaning? Yes or no?
I've already said no. I've already said no to that question. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what my initial... You have to understand your opponent's initial objection.
3. If you hit 5, you get banned, right? Okay. Now, if they're not the same in meaning, and you
ban me. I'm done with you.
That's 4. Now, one more try to explain this, and you're gone, right? Now, if they have different meaning, and you interpret me as meaning 2 when I mean 1, that's a misinterpretation, correct? Oh, he left. Man, sophists. I'll never understand it.
Did that guy remind you of Eisel?
Sorry, I heard you saying something. What were you saying?
Did you think that guy... Did that guy remind you of Eisel?
Of Eisel? Sorry, like of Eisel? Of Abaliciel Eisel?
Yeah, Abaliciel. He kind of reminded me of him.
Not really. What reminded you of Abaliciel from that guy?
Just like the way that he was laughing off critiques.
Yeah. And the grade 12 education, that's Abaliciel right there, totally. And what's the other one? Oh yeah, just not
me through.
Yeah, not being able to walk through. It's like, why do you feel qualified to say anything about philosophy? Have you guys spent any time with it at all? Like, at least I've spent a little bit. I have an idea of some of the fucking basic terms, dude. Yeah, that was a cringy conversation. The thing is, I don't know what else to do with people like that, because when they try to derail, it's like if I let him just go off on some tangent, we're just going to end up in the middle of nowhere. I just want him to address the line of questioning. Could you see how, every time I would walk him through it... who's popping off? Hecaton. Just gotta kill that mic. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Could you see how I would walk him through sort of the steps of what could easily have been formalized as, a little deduction? I would just be like, okay, are 1 and 2 the same? He'd say no. I'd say, okay, so when you interpret me as meaning 2 when I mean 1, hey Google, stop. That's a misinterpretation, right? He'd say yes. I'd say, okay. So if the claim that there is a category error relies on the interpretation that I'm using 2, then it relies on a misinterpretation, right? And he wouldn't allow the last step. It followed so obviously, but that last step requires him to just say, I was wrong. And he just couldn't bring himself to do it. That's just a lesson for everyone right there. That is the ego. That is what will stop you from making progress if you let it.
I want to see him and Piss Guy go at it. That would be some content.